Well, welcome back. I'm going to be painting the tail of this rooster, and I'm using mixtures of phthalo blue plus white, viridian green plus white, and phthalo turquoise blue plus white. And then I also have a few mixes of just my phthalo blue plus liquid and viridian green plus liquid. That's what I'm using here now. That just gives me a deep green, and that's what I had used to wash in some of these feathers, and I'm just going to go ahead and darken them. That gives a nice luminescent color, and that's viridian green plus liquid and phthalo blue plus liquid, and that just gives me nice dark rich colors in the depth of these tail feathers. My background color is wet, so I can just drag these feathers into that, and it gives me nice soft edges. It gives me feathered edges. No pun intended, but these feathers just, if you ever get to see a rooster in the sunlight, the feathers are just iridescent. They're blues and greens and just beautiful colors. And again, I want the feeling of movement, so I just pull those feathers into the wet paint and just get a swash. I just want to get the feeling that the bird is turning. Now I've saved my background color. This is mixes of phthalo blue plus cadmium orange plus a little ultramarine blue plus white. Gives me a muted background, so then the rich pure colors on the bird really stand out. And I want to come in. Those feathers separate, they get little breaks in them, and so it's fun to put those in. And I can just come back in with my background color and break those. And I'll just come back. Again, I want these feathers to just have some movement in them. Break in there. A couple breaks in that one. This edge on this one to be a little softer, so I just pull it into that wet paint at the background, and that just gives the feeling of that bird is really twisting and turning, and those feathers are shimmering and shaking. And this one just flips over and turns. Bring some of my phthalo blue plus liquid into there to give me some darks in there. And then I just pull these feathers out from that. And that pulls a little bit of that dark into them. Again, just gives the feel of the bird is turning. I paint this pretty quickly. I need to get me some more viridian green. Let me do that. We buy our paints. This is Winton oil color made by Winsor Newton. We buy them in these great big tubes. Use a lot of paint. And this is a perfectly good grade of paint to use. The colors are just fine. Jack used these on $60,000 portraits. So there's nothing wrong with using the Winton oil colors. They say it's a student grade paint, but it's a perfectly good paint to use. There's some colors that we can't get in the Winton, but the colors that we can are excellent. The only color I don't recommend is the cadmium orange hue. The cadmium orange is fine, but the hue just, when you mix white with it, it kind of turns pink. It's just not I just don't like it. If I can't get, a lot of times you somehow can't buy just the pure cadmium orange, and if I can't buy it, I'll mix my own with 2 parts of cadmium yellow, medium, and 1 part of cadmium red light, and that makes a perfect cadmium orange. So you just kind of have to play around. This is my phthalo turquoise blue, and I'm bringing a little phthalo blue in here. Some of my green. These feathers, it's just fun to play with different colors in them. Light's hitting this one a little bit. Comes around. I want the dark back in there. I want this feather, I'm going to use a little bit smaller brush. I want this feather to come around. It's coming around in front of this little saddle there. Just that little edge comes around. Again, this lighter, the sunlight's catching these feathers as they come around. I'll do a little bit of phthalo blue on this one. These feathers are just iridescent. It's fun to just get the feeling of that movement. I'm going to bring some dark back in here. I'm not going to let that background show because it interferes with that feather. And again, there's a couple of breaks in this. But I paint the feathers very loosely because I want to get that feeling of action in them. A little light here catching this one as it comes around and that one. I think I am going to bring some green on this. A little highlight on this one. I just love painting roosters. They're just fun and they have such personalities and just really wonderful barnyard critters to paint. Bring a little bit of dark into there to define those feathers. This one's going to be underneath, so it's a little darker. Get my bigger brush again. So there we are. I have a little bit more work to do on these, but that's pretty well. The tail feathers go pretty quickly. And I really appreciate you watching my YouTube videos. You just have a super day. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, please visit my blog where I show the complete step-by-step process of this painting as well as others I do. The link is in the description below and the address is on the final frame of my video. So you have a wonderful day. And while you're out and about today, if you see somebody just looking kind of so-so or whatever, give them a big smile. You just never know what's going on in their life, and sometimes those smiles are just really make their day. So you just have a wonderful day, and thank you again.